Hello and welcome to the podcast. I'm Gemma Matten from the University of Suffolk, and today we're chatting all things apprenticeships and project management. I'm really pleased to be joined by two of our Level 4 Project Management Apprentices who are studying with us here at the University of Suffolk and balancing alongside their roles at work. We've got Gracie Cull, who's based at West Suffolk Hospital, and Dyllon Burdge, who's working over at Sizewell. Two very different environments, but both applying project management skills in real-world settings. Today, we'll talk about what drew them to the apprenticeship, how they're finding the course, and what it's really like juggling work and study, and any advice they'd give to someone thinking about this route. So let's get started. So, Gracie, Dyllon, thank you ever so much for joining us.
No worries.
So, to kick off, could you both introduce yourselves, your role, where you work, and how long you've been on the apprenticeship?
Yeah, so I'm Gracie. I work in the clinical education team at West Suffolk Hospital, and we started the apprenticeship in September 2025.
Hi, I'm Dyllon, and I work for the PMO office in Sizewell C, and I started this apprenticeship in September as well.
Fabulous. So what made you decide to do the Level 4 Project Management Apprenticeship rather than the more traditional route for a qualification?
So I think for me, I've actually done an apprenticeship before. So I was quite used to the sort of apprenticeship layout and how it works where you do your off-the-job learning and then have an assessment at the end. I think my role has developed. So I've actually worked in my team for 5 years now. I started at business admin, and I think my skills have developed, the needs of the service have developed, and project management has become one of our day-to-day responsibilities. And this came up at a great time when I was promoted to be project support within the team. This came up a few months into the role, so actually it's been really helpful and great so far.
Brilliant. Lovely. And what about you, Dyllon?
Well, for me, my story's a bit different as I left sixth form and I wasn't too sure what to do. And I gave it a whole year and I decided that an apprenticeship would be the whole way for me, as I never really thought about university by itself, as I never had the money saved up and I never thought of going and doing that career path because I thought I wouldn't know what to do. So therefore, I just thought a degree apprenticeship is the way for me. I get the real work experience. Then I also get the side of university and the educational learning as well.
Fabulous. So, as I said previously, you both work in very different sectors, so healthcare and nuclear energy. How have you been able to apply what you're learning on this course to your day-to-day role?
Well, for me, I find that a lot of the stuff we learn in university is a lot of the stuff that we put into practice at work, such as budgeting, task scheduling, as there's a lot of agile projects in our department. So the work we do is we get given tickets that are requests from other teams around the company. And then we do agile projects, which we've been learning in university. The work that we do in university is practically the same as what we do at Sizewell.
Brilliant. So you're really incorporating what you're learning at the moment into work. Fab. And Gracie?
Yeah, so mine's a bit different. So none of the people in my team are project managers. I would say at first just thinking what we think is a project plan. But now if my manager asks me to do a project, I'm like, well, I can write you a project plan. I can start to write a business case, which is what we're learning at the moment. And for me, so far, everything I've been asked to do at work is aligning with the course. So at the moment, I'm working on a business case. Yeah, it's good.
That's fantastic. So how have you found balancing work and off-the-job hours where you're coming into the university and studying?
Yeah, it's absolutely fine. So we get 1 day a week to study. So we do 6 weeks face-to-face in the uni and then 6 weeks self-directed learning with a 2-week assignment. All of our study time is already scheduled in. So yeah, I've had no impact so far.
So you're finding it a relatively easy experience. Fabulous. And what about you?
Yeah, I would say the same. It can be challenging if you leave things too late and you don't really keep yourself organised. That's the tip I'd give, is just to keep yourself organised and make sure you're up to date with your stuff. As if you do fall behind, then you do miss out on a lot of stuff and it can deter your learning. But so far, we get a lot of support from all our lecturers to help us keep up to date. And there's recordings as well that you can look over if you got stuck on a certain seminar. So yeah, I find a lot of the work that we get and the work I'm doing as well it's a good balance.
So it's like applying project management actually into your daily life as well as your work life, just to make sure you're getting the best out of it. So anything that you've actually found particularly challenging within the course so far?
I think for me, it's just learning again. So obviously I've said I've done an apprenticeship before, but that was 2-3 years ago. But I think being in a classroom and really engaging your brain, making sure you're listening, and going home. So I actually drive in to uni, and I find that drive home is a way to digest the information learned. I would say learning again is definitely one of the challenges, but it's a welcome challenge. It's nice to learn.
To expand your brain again.
Yeah.
And Dylan?
I would say one of the challenges for me is I used to work in retail. So all of this is a whole complete different environment. So it's just like trying to adjust to having uni and then also working in the corporate environment as well, which I find can be hard to digest. But after this, it's been like 6 months now that I've been doing both, and I'm starting to feel very comfortable. I get loads of support from all my colleagues and lecturers as well. So I'm starting to settle in and I feel a lot like a part of everything.
That's brilliant. So how have you actually found studying with the university so far?
I've really enjoyed it. I've got no complaints so far. Our lecturer is a seasoned project manager, so it's nice to hear all his anecdotes and stories that he's got from his time in project management. We've also been exposed to opportunities from the careers team, so we've had a session on CVs. Our practice educator's really lovely. All the staff are really lovely. We've used the library. We had a whole day induction, and I think we've settled in well.
Yeah, it's been good. If there's ever a problem, we know who to go to, as the university's made that very clear. Like Gracie said, our lecturers get a lot of external people in. Like today, we have an external person in helping us with our budgeting seminar today and teaching us about different parts of that, forecast, all that sort of stuff, as he's a seasoned project manager, just like everyone else. So getting that hands-on experience is really good. That's one of the best sides of this university. And then, I feel like there's literally no one I couldn't go to that wouldn't help me, sort of thing. As all our lecturers you can book one-to-ones with, and they can help you if you're stuck on something, or even in class, as we've got a small class, it's very engaging and there's always someone helping you and explaining something to you. So it's very good.
Especially doing an apprenticeship, and it can be very, very daunting for some people. So knowing there is that support there, not only from us, but also from your companies, because obviously you're assigned a mentor as well, and they're there to support you and help you when you're actually in the working environment. Do you feel the apprenticeship has actually changed you professionally or even personally since you started?
Yeah, I would definitely say yes. Like I said, going back, I used to work in retail. So now this is like a whole different thing, as I speak a bit more professionally now, as you're in that environment where everyone's doing the same. And with networking as well, as a lot of people, you want to give them a good impression. So you've got to tailor your language to how they speak. So I would say definitely professionally it's changed me. Also personally as well, because I didn't find myself as a very confident person. So then as I've went into this environment where I have to throw myself out there, it's made me gain a lot of confidence standing up and talking to people and writing emails, talking to people, initiating conversations. And it's just something I wouldn't have done beforehand. So yes, I've definitely seen a change.
Brilliant. That's really great.
I'd agree with everything Dylan said. I think my confidence has definitely grown because in the workplace, I'm having to contact people that I would normally never have anything to do with. And it's starting those conversations and having the confidence to actually, no, I've learnt this now, I know how to do it. And to someone like my manager, who I'm helping do a project at the moment, she's not a project manager, but I can be like, no, I can take that off your hands now and implement all the knowledge I've learnt so far. We're only a few months in, and I think we've all implemented a lot of our learning in the workplace. We sit and have conversations within the classroom. We all tell each other what's happening at our workplace. And as well, I would never have met someone like Dylan if I didn't do this course. And I've learned quite a lot about Sizewell C and how that works.
Vice versa.
Yeah.
Because it's such diverse, different backgrounds that you're working in, it's actually great that you're able to share that knowledge and impart that knowledge. Because as you say, there's situations that you'll come across that Gracie wouldn't, or situations that Gracie will come across that you necessarily wouldn't. And actually having those conversations and building up that friendship as well and being able to get in touch with each other if you need any help and support. So again, it's not just the tutors that are there to support your work. You've got each other as well, which is great.
Yeah.
So if someone was thinking of doing a project management apprenticeship, what advice would you give them?
I would definitely say do it, but make sure you keep yourself organised, as you'll find out during your work and the apprenticeship. Organisation is a very key part of what you do, and your time management skills, as you'll find there's always deadlines that have to be met and you have to deliver, and you can't under-deliver as well. So you've got to make sure that you're always on time, keep yourself organised, and just put yourself out there, be confident.
I think if you're interested in project management, you are probably someone that is organised and have that self-awareness that you like your things planned. And I'm definitely one of those people. I would definitely say do it. And again, this apprenticeship is only a year long, so you don't quite have that daunting, or this is going to take a long amount of time. And we're already a third of the way through and it's gone so quick.
It does go quite quick. And once you've done the level 4 and you've then done your assessment at the end, you've then got the ability to go on to a level 6 project management apprenticeship as well, if that's something that you wanted to do, which again can be funded by both the hospital and Sizewell. So that comes out of the levy budget as well. Thank you both so much for joining us. It's been great, obviously, hearing about your experience and how you've grown personally and professionally within this apprenticeship. I think it comes across that apprenticeships are a great avenue to be able to progress within your professional field. So even if it's somebody coming in to do an apprenticeship straight from school, or even if you're looking to progress within your career and carry on in work learning, again, apprenticeships is something I would say is invaluable, able to carry on and progress. So for anyone listening who's considering a level 4 project management apprenticeship or apprenticeship in general, we'd really encourage you to explore what's on offer at the University of Suffolk and speak to your employer about how it could work for you. So thanks again for listening, and a big thank you to Gracie and Dyllon for joining me today.
Thank you.